All right, folks. Getting started like right at the toll of the bell today. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I will not be streaming next Saturday. I will be out of town for next Saturday. So, no stream at the regular Saturday time. I'm going to try to stream that Final Fantasy game a little bit. I guess as we go along here. What is it? Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin by Team Ninja, the same company that did Neo, which actually helped my book sales because when Neo was coming out, people were wanting samurai fiction, and so a bunch of people found me and bought this book because there's not that much of it out there, and this one's really good. So you can read it. Muramasa Blood Drinker, very fun book. Anyway, so yeah, I tried streaming that last night, and the network was just not handling it. And what it made me think of was this thing where people, a lot of people in, I don't know, the tech industry, I want to say, not the tech industry, but let's say tech journalists. Because people that are actually in the tech industry tend to not make these predictions, but tech journalists do. And so I saw one the other day that was there will be no PlayStation in 10 years. And I don't know, it's something trying to come down on Sony. Now, if I was just looking at the state of things now, I'd be like, that doesn't seem like a very good prediction. I think the same guy said the Nintendo Switch would kill Nintendo, and it's one of the best-selling consoles of all time. It's been absolute smash success for Nintendo. Now, it turns out people really like the option to take their games with them and to play them on a TV. The PS Vita could have done it. In fact, it had all the capabilities, and Sony didn't do it because they didn't want something to compete with their home console, the PS3, PS4. Kind of an interesting thing how the Switch ended up being so successful. Anyway, yeah, PlayStation's going to be around in 10 years. And I think what the guy was thinking is people won't have these consoles. They'll just be streaming the games. Everything will be streaming. And every time I hear this, I'm like, okay, yeah, everything will be streaming except I have better internet than 99% of people in America, and I can't even stream a PS5 game to my subscribers without something in the chain of all the technology just bonking out and not working, right? I have really fast internet, and I have good routers, and either I have there's basically a router that comes for free with my internet. A lot of them have this. It's actually really good. So I have internet through Comcast. So on that router, the speeds are really high, yet somehow I can't stream. On my mesh router, which is a high-speed mesh router, it's still not connecting. So who knows what little chain? There's so many little chains. It could be connection. Something is interfering with the signal between the PlayStation and the wireless network. Well, you got to hardwire it. Well, now I got to run wires over to different places because this computer's hardwired, right? But other things are not hardwired. I'm not going to hardwire literally every possible thing in the world, right? I'm not running a bunch of cables into every other room just in order to plug my PS5 into it. And then it might still not work. You never know. So when people are oh yeah, we're going to stream games, everybody will just stream it to their phone or it's nah, that's, people want the hardware because even though for instance, if you look at the internet as a whole is a very robust thing. It's really hard to bring down the whole internet. But each individual's use of that internet is actually quite fragile. It's dependent upon a lot of things that could work or not work. You have to, the power has to be on. So if there's a blackout, obviously I can't use the internet in a blackout because there's no power supplying my computer or supplying all the mini computers that connect me to the internet. So when the power's out, the internet doesn't work. This is one of the problems with cryptocurrency is that it's much more difficult to transfer cryptocurrency without the internet, which means in a state of emergency, when the power's off, if there's a hurricane or something, all your cryptocurrency, you can't really trade it. You have to hope for IOUs and things like that. I'll give you some percentage of a Bitcoin on Tuesday, right? So our connection to it's quite fragile. The domain name server has to work. For whatever reason, when I switched to the higher speed router, the signal was still good because I didn't usually use that with the PlayStation because my office is in a different part of the house. But for whatever reason, YouTube kept closing the stream on their end. Don't know why. Didn't have time to investigate it. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with me for a couple minutes when the stream wasn't working last night. So it's kind of, it's one of those things that, everyone will stream the games. No, I don't think people are going to want to give up owning their actual hardware and actually being able to play games when they want to without having to connect to the internet constantly, which may be a fragile thing, without every little chain in the internet working perfectly. Like we saw this with Google. If Google can't produce low lag streaming games, pretty much no one's going to be able to. And the reality is that saying like the PlayStation brand is not in the stream. They were one of the first to do streaming games. They were doing that with PS Now almost 10 years ago. Like when they launched the PS4, I remember this PS Now thing launching, and it was on my Vita. I could stream like PS2 games onto my PlayStation Vita, which at the time was really crazy. Now you had to pay by the hour. They did really weird. Like they weren't thinking like the subscription model yet. If they'd done the subscription model, they probably could have really sold it. But it has a lot of hiccups. The server on that side has to be working. Every chain of the link has to be working perfectly in order for that experience to be good. And even then, there's certain kind of games you would never want to play remotely. You never want to play a fighting game remotely. Like you're not going to play Street Fighter remotely or like King of Fighters or something. You're not going to play that remotely. You need a really low lag interface to play most fighting games, at least adequately, right? So that means local play. Local play is not going away today, tomorrow. It's like people who said single player games are dead. I don't know if you guys remember that trend. That was the thing. Single player games will be dead. No one is ever going to produce or buy or play these single player only experiences. Well, I don't know if you paid attention during the PS4 generation, but the best-selling games and they were all single-player experiences. Sony really produced a crap ton of single-player experiences while everyone was telling them that they were stupid for doing so, and they sold tons and tons of games that way. Why? Well, because they were good games. They knew that people wanted just a good gaming experience, and not everyone wanted to log into Call of Duty and grind multiplayer maps all day. Not everyone wants to play World of Warcraft all day. Not everyone wants to grind Battlegrounds and WoW all day. People want to do different things. They want different experiences. And that includes single-player games. So I don't think local games are going away anytime soon. Just like people are the death of physical. Nintendo has really kept physical as a completely encapsulated thing quite alive. Most Nintendo games, when you buy a vast majority of Nintendo Switch games, you buy them, you put them in, they're playable off the cartridge. They just work, And yeah, there's patches and things like that. But if you were to think 40 years in the future, if all those servers are down, but you have a copy of the game is still completely playable as long as you have the hardware to play it. I think there'll be other means of preservation as well, but it's pretty cool. You could buy a Nintendo. The power could be off, for days because of a hurricane, and you can still play your Nintendo Switch. Great. That's pretty cool. Same thing with my Vita, right? I can... if the power's off or I'm in a place where there's no power, I can play my PlayStation Vita for hours and hours, plug it into a battery, charge it back up, and play it for a whole bunch more hours. Are you familiar with H.G. Wells' The Open Conspiracy? I don't think I am. I'm going to Google it to see if I am familiar with it. People know I do this sometimes. I'm like, I don't remember this. What's it about? So, okay, I'm aware of this, but I haven't ever read it. But it's very, very much part of the modern movement. So maybe I'll read it and I'll take a look at it. That's probably a good idea. I haven't read J.D. Cowan's blog a whole lot, but here, let me link something. He edited a book that's got our stuff in it on Gen Y, so I'm going to go ahead and link that right now, which I'm really appreciative that he put this together. So you can read that. It includes stuff by him, me, and Brian Niemeyer. in stories and essays. So the modern part of the modern sensibility, by modern I mean the first half of the 20th century, like the modern period, not just like current. But modern sensibility really had this, I don't want to call it anti-theist, but like a materialist view of the world and a belief that you could basically create new and better things than what was established. Historically, a very, very common thing, not just in European culture, but Chinese culture, Japanese culture, Middle Eastern cultures, is the view of the past as being correct, and that whatever you're doing is getting closer to like the golden age. It's getting closer to what is correct, like before the fall of man, or a lot of Chinese philosophy is kind of how should I put it, wrapped in, it's packaged in a wrapper that's a return to the proper way of doing things. And the 20th century was really like completely the opposite. Like, we're going to do things newer and better, especially after the kind of horrors of World War I. There was a belief that people could somehow do things better, even though it was people that created World War I. So that's not the kind of, you don't want to put your faith in the species that created World War I and World War II. This is why I always laugh when people are like, oh, I've never lost faith in humanity. It's like, humanity is a pretty terrible thing to have faith in, considering how brutal humanity has been to its own species. Not just, I mean, it's even worse. It's far worse in the modern period than it was in past periods, by like orders of magnitude, more deadly. Governments killed more of their own people by absolute numbers and a percentage in the 20th century than ever before. It's insane. You don't want to. You can fall into despair when you dig too deep and realize a lot of the realities about what happened in the Soviet Union, not just in Germany, the Ottomans, huge genocides, huge mass killings, mass murder on a scale never before seen, mechanized warfare that killed millions upon millions of people, and really World War II was like World War I on steroids, because it was further enforced by some of these modern ideologies. The modern belief is that you can create newer, better things. So in art, you can create new, better aesthetics. So that's where you get things like Picasso. It's where you get things like Arnold Schoenberg. We're going to create newer, better systems. Now, if you never listened to Arnold Schoenberg, go listen to Arnold Schoenberg or Anton Webern. I don't dislike their music because it's very interesting to me in a way, but it's not beautiful. You're not going to hear it and be like, well, this sounds like beautiful music. And you would require somebody to rewire their brain to think it's beautiful, because our brain is already wired to like harmony in music, which is mathematical relationships that are proper, rather than 12-tone music, which is really abstracting 12 tones on my keyboards. But keyboard's over there. The 12 tones on the keyboard and going like, well, we're just going to democratize them. Anyway, give that a listen and see if you actually like that kind of stuff. You saw this with literature, structuralism, belief that things like Ulysses, where it's about the style, it's about creating your new aesthetic. There's this thread that runs through modernism, and then postmodernism is in a lot of ways a continuation of the modern. I'm talking about in really grand ideas, not just literature, not just art, not just politics, but the whole thing. Postmodernism it views it one step further. Rather than we can make new aesthetics that are better, we can make new things which are better, it's the things can be mixed and matched as much as you want because they're arbitrary. It's a belief in that most things are, it's almost Dadaist, right? Like most things are arbitrary. So yeah, you can have Roman columns, you can have postmodern architecture might have Roman columns along with like modern glass windows. Why can't those two things mix? Well, so when you see these things, that's like, oh, here's this 18th century building with this big like glass triangle coming out of it, and you're like, that's hideous. That's a postmodern view. Why can't these things mix? They're arbitrarily, like beauty is arbitrary, basically. And you see this in literature as well, the idea that like, plot resolution is an arbitrary thing. You read something like Infinite Jest, it's awful. Like it's a horribly long book. There's a lot of humor in it that's funny in a way. But when you get to the end, the big jest is that you read a 1,000-page book that has no resolution and had no point. There's the idea that stories have to have a point was like thrown out. Like, we can have some stories that don't have a point, don't have a resolution, don't have any meaning, things like that. So that's a lot of stuff that runs through postmodern literature. It's not to say that there's no good postmodern literature, but it comes from a certain direction that is really looking at things from an arbitrary perspective. The question is whether people will be talking about a lot of postmodern literature in 100 years. Will people be talking about Catch-22? I think Catch-22 is a good example because, no, am I thinking of Catch-22? Yeah, thinking of Catch-22. It's an early postmodern literature. I think people might talk about that one, but 90% of the other postmodern literature stuff, people are probably not going to talk about. Because it doesn't, most of it you wouldn't even know about. You only know about some of the standouts, like, I don't know. Yeah, like Catch-22, or I don't know, what are some other ones? And maybe we can think about that's postmodern. Something like Train Spotting is postmodern literature. If try reading Train Spotting, it's written in like a phonetic Scottish accent. It's basically unreadable. So in 50 years, someone might find it an interesting curiosity, but they're not going to look at it as really important art, except that it inspired a movie, which was funny. They'll look at the book and be like, this is basically unreadable. This was an experimental thing. Some people liked the experiment. 99.9% of people never read the book, never thought about reading the book, or tried to read the book and found it unreadable. So that's kind of the legacy of what a lot of postmodern literature will be. It's kind of famous because it's rebellious art, but it doesn't really have any lasting power to it. There's probably some other examples that maybe kind of stand out, kind of break that mold of the arbitrary meaninglessness that just leaves you with nothing. Most, like I said, 99% of it, most people just are not going to read. I've read postmodern literature by postmodern artists that I can't even remember any of the details of it because it was just so awash with nothingness. It's only like a couple of those standouts like Catch-22. Maybe you could put American Psycho in there. I don't know. I don't know if that one... That's really postmodern. That's really like more contemporary kind of stuff. Anyway, that's that. Oh, post-comedy. Yeah, what's the point of that? Smashball. Like, I call it alt-comedy. Oh, the point is to like not be funny. Well, shit, I can not be funny just sitting around. It's kind of like... they had a joke on The Simpsons where it's, she's listening to some awful violin player, and it's like, God, this is awful. It's about the notes she's not playing. I can listen to those at home. Yeah, I don't get post-comedy. I think post-comedy exists because it's too dangerous to do real comedy. People get canceled off of Twitter for jokes that would be considered tame in the 1990s. In fact, I think I talked about this with a little bit of an essay I wrote. Put out today called Conceptual Inertia. I'll go ahead and link it. Because people tend to think that, you have an inertia to your idea of how things work, and only when you come up against like a harsh reality, you start to revise that model. So one of them is with comedy. Like, people think they can just tell jokes and then they get canceled. Comedy, I thought for a long time, I'm like, there's something wrong with me because I'm not laughing at comedy. I'm watching Netflix specials and they're just not funny. I'm like, what happened to comedy? I used to love watching comedians. And then I'd watch something from Japan and I'd find it really funny and I'd be like, why do I find this funny? Is there something weird? It's like, no, they still tell jokes. They still try to do funny things in Japan, and in the West, it's too dangerous to be a comedian. Like Dave Chappelle gets canceled, or people hate Dave Chappelle for specials that honestly aren't even all that funny. And we think they're really funny because everything else around it is so non-funny that even like half-baked Dave Chappelle, he was in Half-Baked, but like Dave Chappelle at 50% is like an orders of magnitude funnier than pretty much all other comedians because just nothing's funny anymore. That's the truth. What do you think of Art Deco? It was modern and new, but built on artistic tradition. I kind of like Art Deco, but it's a great example of modern. Like, we're going to create our own aesthetic. Rather than like developing something from the past, we're going to create our own. Impressionism might be an example of early modern ideas, where we're going to like kind of form our own aesthetic that's not based on realism, or not. It's not a continuation of the past. It's something kind of new. But really, I think when you get to, I think Art Deco really is more like post-romantic, is how it feels to me, because it feels like it's still rooted in the concepts of basic beauty, whereas something like Cubism is an attempt to create something completely new. You're cutting up a new aesthetic out of new cloth. You're trying to do something completely different from what's been done before and declare that it's beautiful and that it could be beautiful. At the same time, we're living in pretty much the best time humanity's ever experienced. Yeah, from a bunch of different perspectives, that's true. People can be vegan now by option, right? In the past, people were vegan because they were so poor they couldn't afford meat. Now people can choose to be vegan and eat fresh vegetables from all over the world every day, brought in by an extremely extensive network of free trade. People who probably hate each other, trading with each other in order to get you food into your grocery store that you can eat. Pretty amazing when you think about it. It's the parable of the pencil. I don't have the pencil here. There's a Milton Friedman video that he's got it up, and he didn't even create it, but there's just a famous one talking about it. No one knows how to make a pencil. You buy a pencil for $0.25 or $1. Now they're like $0.25. No one can make a pencil because you think about all the parts that are in a pencil, and a really simple device. You have wood, you have lead, you have like a little piece of metal that holds on a bit of rubber eraser. So the wood comes from the Pacific Northwest. The graphite comes from Brazil. The little metal aluminum comes from Australia. The bit of rubber comes from India. So it comes from countries all over the world. They get brought into one area to then manufacture a pencil and then sell it to you for $1. And the people in all those areas could hate each other, right? They could absolutely hate each other. And yet it still happens because there's an economic signal that says, well, people want to buy rubber, therefore I'll make rubber because I can sell it for money. People want to buy wood, so I'll cut down trees to make wood because people want to buy it for money. Just the market existing, knowing that people want to buy money, makes people who might have horribly incompatible ideological visions of reality trade with each other and create things that are very cheap and really usable by a large number of people. And of course, in order to, say, cut down the trees in the Pacific Northwest, you have to use saws. The saws are made of steel that's made in Japan. And Japan is iron poor, so it imports its iron from China, or imports its iron from somewhere else in the world, Indonesia, and then they have to dig it out of the ground using mining equipment made in the United States. Like the chain goes round and round and round and round and round. This, I'm talking to you using a magic device that is honestly pretty cheap, simply because of price signals that allow people to cooperate the world over. It's pretty amazing. Keeping your family in my prayers. Thank you. It sounds like you guys have a lot going on with the moving. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot right now. Got to get the house on the market. Got to get it cleaned up. Got it painted. I got it painted. I'm like, it looks nice. Next house, if we want to get it painted, let's just paint it right away so we can enjoy it. Otherwise, you're spending money. It's not an investment at that point, right? You're just losing money. You're spending it to sell it rather than spending it to enjoy it. So we're going to paint the next house if we don't like the colors. I never understood George Carlin's popularity. He wasn't funny, just talking about easy to agree views. Yeah, I think I'm not a huge fan of George Carlin. George Carlin's early stuff was really about kind of there's an irony to it where it's like, here's the things you can't say on TV, right? Well, like being politically incorrect. He could have that special and put it out, and people could watch it. People could buy the album and all that kind of stuff. Now, you'll just get banned from all social media for saying the wrong jokes. You can't have a David Allen Coe exist anymore. If you don't know who David Allen Coe is, hit those Googles. I don't even know if you could find his stuff on YouTube anymore. But you can't really be David Allen Coe. Like, you can't be outlaw country because you actually are outlawed now. There's no freedom to market yourself. My view on the 20th century is that it's the best of times is the worst of times. It's a century of extremes, both good and bad. That's a good perspective. I agree with that. It is like a very much a century of extremes, both good and bad. I'm trying out a new keyboard that I might review for you guys. This is like by Royal Kludge. I bought like a mini keyboard by them. to like type on the go. And I got another one for my PlayStation setup, and I'm gonna kind of daily drive it for a while, see if it's good for typing, you know. But I realized like they sell mechanical keyboards that are actually really good for really cheap. I'm like, guys, if you're still typing on like a membrane garbage keyboard, you could spend $30 and actually get a mechanical keyboard that's pretty good with hot swappable keys, so you can just like put in better switches if you wanted to as well. You could put in those, at least, you know, if I didn't like these switches, I could actually pull them out and replace them with Cherry MX switches. These are like an off-brand switch, just for like the letter keys, which is like what I do 90% of my touching on as a typist. So kind of interesting. I'll do that a little bit. Space Ghost Coast to Coast was described as post-modern, where it basically made fun of the talk show format. Yeah, I kind of like that. It was actually very influential for like the random humor of the 2000s. Same thing with like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Very, very influential stuff. Yeah, David Allan Coe sings a bunch of ones. It's like, you know, this'll only hurt for a little bit. There's that one. He's a super talented singer and songwriter that just, I don't know, like decided to, because of his decisions, basically could never be mainstream. He did a whole album with Pantera called Rebel to Rebel. Pretty cool, man. If you do a whole album with Pantera, like, I mean, that's just it. Like, it's Pantera minus Phil Anselmo, but with David Allan Coe, like, doing songs together. Like, what a crazy idea. It's called Rebel to Rebel. Actually, pretty good little country metal album. Has a very, very Texas feel to it. Like, there's a feel to Texas that, like Texas music in general, that's hard to describe, you know. Unless you just heard a lot of it. Even metal from Texas has like I don't know, there's this kind of, there's a country feel to it. There's a country feel to it. You like membrane better? How could anyone say that? It decreases accuracy. There's no audible click to connect you to the device. Bizarre. How could anyone like a membrane keyboard better than... better than that? You can get different switches too. That's what's also cool about this company, is like they don't like try to shove you over on like the brown gaming switches. They just let you do like whatever switches you want, which is, I don't know, great. I don't have sound for some reason. Oh, there we go. Oh wait, I have it mixed down. Let me see if I can fix the mixer. I turned it down because what was I doing? I was hanging out with my daughter, and she was wanting to watch a show on the TV. That's what she says. Maybe that's loud down. Alright. I'm not sure where we're going next. Figure it out. Enjoy Space Ghost and Aqua Teen. How is Sacha Baron Cohen still able to do the things he does? I don't think he really is on one level, but I think if you're blessed, then you can do some of those things. Meaning, if you say the right things, if you're the right person, then you can do some of those things that other people can't do. At least for a while. But he'll eventually be like completely canceled, no doubt. I have like absolutely no doubt about that. Let me see where are we going. All right, I have a little. Oh yeah, okay, Now I remember. We were gonna go to the Cultist Tower, I think. I think we need like a magic only group, so I think Sigma can do it. We're gonna try the Cultist Tower. Let me see if I can find it. Let's bring up my map here. Listen to some music. that's not it. Here we go. Where's the tower? Fanatic's Tower. I like this bass line. It's a good little bass line. I'm gonna try to stream some Stranger Paradise this week too, if I can get away from. Okay, now I know where it is now. I have her equipped with stuff. Optimum. 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 Okay. Let's get her. We need an Esper for her. It's one that she doesn't. Ragnarok. Well, actually, let's get one that's got some. We need some actual. Here, we'll do Shiva. Because we need some actual offensive magic for her. Espers, which is Carbuncle. Still learning Shell. Let's get started on Ragnarok. Alright. And then... Espers. Tarato. Quake, Quarter, and Wind. Let's do that. Starlit. Oh, yeah, actually, let's do that, because then we get Cure 3, and then we'll switch it. Alright. And Phoenix. Doing some really good stuff. And... what's we got on? He's got Phoenix, alright. Remember when Cohen ambushed Rudy Giuliani in a hotel room to smear him during... things like that, probably buy him favor. He also did it to Ron Paul. What's this one? Oh, yeah, this is the, you do a complete circle... This is like the, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I wanted to pull up the ladder for others. How are COVID restrictions in America still? Well, they are, depends on where you're at. I'm in California, so they're still annoying and bad. I'm supposed to take a trip down to Southern California, but we may not be able to do anything down there because... like, you may have to, like, have a vaccine to go to the museum. Which is, like, really ridiculous to me. Where's the tower? Is it up here? No, that's not it. Where is this tower? Oh, here it is. Alright. Let's save that state. Alright, let's check this out. Have you read Infinite Jest? Yes, I have. I don't know if I've read every page. I think I skipped a lot of pages and started skimming because it gets a little boring after a while. You old fool! You're still standing? Leia, is that you, my dear? You're alive. Cornpo. Forgot we named him Cornpo. I'm in a town where, like, no one wears masks, really, but, Idiot, of course I'm alright. Oh, I'm so happy. Did you think I was gonna check out before you, you old man? Ha! You're as foul-mouthed as ever, bless your heart. Come along now, we're all glad to see you. Oh, well, I'll be. All right, make room for me. I should have done a 3-person party. All right. Let's get Cornpo in the party, actually. Alright, let's change my party members. I get Cornpo in here. Let's do all magic. I think we gotta do all magic here. So let's do Juno. Magic. Cornpo. And Leia. Alright. We're gonna unequip all the members. Back to our party. Optimum. Ooh. Optimum. Alright. Let's see here. Let's give him an Esper. There we go. Try talk. All right. Let's see what these guys say. For 10,000, for 100,000 gold pieces, I'll tell you about a secret treasure. Something wondrous atop it. You can only use magic attacks inside, so unless your magic's strong, you'll never make it to the top. No use talking to them. They sold their hearts to Kefka. All they do is mope around, thinking of him. Well, we'll make an attempt here. Let's just going up to the top. All right, here we go. Magic. Defend for now. Oh, magic. Let's do Ice 2. Magic. Oh, he doesn't have any magic yet. Well, that's bad. Magic. Fire 2. Magic. Oh, we have Cure. X-Zone. Did he just give you the secret anyway? He might have. Or they all died. Well, I think we are going to die here. Oh, can't run away. Well, I think let's come back later. When we're not going to die instantly. Treasure, treasure! Yeah, I think the treasure is not that good anyway. Let's see what we can do instead of this one. Let's try going this way. I think there's something in the woods here. Let's find out. Maybe it's up here. Thought there was something up here. What's your favorite Final Fantasy battle music? Final Fantasy. I don't know. Look at this thing. Much, much, much. It ate her. Zone Eater. Engulf. Oh boy. Let's see if this guy does anything. Demi. Aqua Rake, Revenge, Stone. Alright, well, we killed that guy. Alright, everybody's okay, I guess. Oh, okay. So when we get the Zone Eater, we just let him eat us, and then we go to a special place. Let's try it out. Munch, munch, munch. So yeah, I mean, you can take back the culture with, you know, with the trads, but you have to not give your children to the state, and that's the problem. Is that the so-called trads still send their kids to be educated by their, you know, by their enemies. Alright, here we are. I think this takes this out. Oh, okay, that took us out. Never mind. Alright, well, let's do that again. Yeah, we want to get eaten by this guy. Should just eat us all. So, yeah, I'm going to be gone. I'm leaving on Wednesday. I'm supposed to have a Steam Deck delivered on Tuesday. I got one. So I might do a video on that if anybody's thinking of that. I was like, I almost didn't buy it because I was like, I don't need more hardware, right? I got tons of stuff. But it's like, well, this could, you know, if you look at it as a console that I'm buying it and I already have 1,000 games for it, then it's a lot more attractive. But yeah, it'll be some. I might try just using it as my only PC while I'm traveling and see like what I can do with it. It might be pretty interesting. I don't think it gets harder financially after 2 kids. Of course, I have 2 kids, but I think it's more like each kid that you add makes the whole organization of the whole more difficult. Like, for sure. So... So it gets a lot harder to organize all of your time and everything. If you're paying a lot for daycare, then yeah, it might get financially difficult to do more than 2 because each kid has the same amount of costs. But as you add more kids, if you have somebody staying home to take care of the kids, it's not as bad. Ogre. Meteor. Oh, that's pretty good. Zombite. Ooh. Ooh. That's a bad. It turns you into a zombie, huh? That's not good. Yeah, the Steam Deck looks, it's pretty cool. I'll let you know how good it actually is. But it's basically a PC, so you can use it for a lot of different things. I'll probably, I don't know, they don't have dual boot yet. I really would like to dual boot Windows so I could use a bunch of other productivity software, like run a bunch of other things on it. But there's not even really drivers for Windows yet. Oh yeah, we should make sure these guys have relics. What else we got in here? Why not? We'll do that. Okay. Isn't there another shield here? The Cursed Shield. Which Esper does she have? Okay, Starlet. So you can get the Cursed Shield to get rid of all of its effects. Basically by you just equip the ribbon. And then it's not bad at all. So just equip the ribbon. We're that. Let me do, what is this? Gale hairpin. There we go. Actually, let's do, since she's like our main attacker, we'll do gold hairpin. There we go. If we could do jump for her, that might be fun. And then, where is it? Dragon Horde. Let's try that. That'll be fun. Just for fun. Let's put the hero ring. And relic. Let's give him the sprint shoes. There we go. I really wanted to play Triangle Strategy. The main reason I didn't was Octopath Traveler just wasn't that good. I didn't finish it because it got really bad in the middle, so I don't have like 100% faith that it's going to be good. But I played the demo and the gameplay's really good. So it's probably pretty good. The gameplay's definitely good. I don't know if it's going to have a bad story the way Octopath Traveler did. I get what we have to do here. Genji armor. Hell yeah. Playing Uncharted 4. I think I have that one. I think I have all of them. You gotta wait for this guy to go, I think. Go past us. Oh. Random monster attack. Carcass! Carcass! Let's see what jump does here. Whoa, turned her into an imp. Well, that's pretty cool. Wow, that imp still hits like a truck. Oh, I want that treasure. Fake mustache. What does that do? I don't know what the fake mustache does. I don't remember. With some green cherries. Yeah, Naughty Dog ain't what they used to be. Yeah, the original Star Wars Battlefront games were great. I had a lot of good memories playing those. Do you think the quality of time period should be judged on by country basis rather than global ones? I don't know. I mean, it just depends. It depends on what, you know. Yeah, things were bad in 1950s Russia. You know. But things were bad in America in other ways. Like, things get spiritually bad here. And you could argue that that's worse for sure. But I don't know. I don't generalize it too much. Right? Like, if I look at it as a global scale, it's easy to forget that people, like, suffer horribly as time goes on. Ouch. Did that kill me? Did that kill my party? Oh my gosh, it did. I think we're going to have to do all that again. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to doing the menuing. Oh, you have a different party now. Oh, this is the last time I saved. Alright, let's go. Let's get out of here. Alright, that's you know, that's quite the kick in the nads there. Alright, where's Triangle Island? There it is. It's island. Well, I did save the game. Like, I would have saved the game in a normal way here. Alright, let's go to relics here. Get the hero ring. And, do the gauntlet. Do the sprint shoes. If we get the cursed shield up to like 200 battles or something, then it teaches you some. I think it teaches you Ultima or something. It teaches you some really good magic. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the jump thing. Dragon Horn and Dragon Boots. I thought that was fun. Alright. Starting new in Elden Ring, Neo and Dragon's Dogma, and the control changes between each are punishing me. Yeah. Yeah, I should have saved it that little save point. Oh well. You learn by suffering. Don't look now, but I think one of your party members is a Cthulhu cultist. Yeah, I got the Steam Deck coming. I need to buy like a good micro SD card for it. I bought the 256. No, yeah, I bought the 256 gig version of the Steam Deck. And I don't know. I'm really, at this point, I'm actually really wishing I bought the really cheap version, because I paid like an extra $100 for really not that much extra storage. It's supposed to be faster, but everybody's saying, yeah, you know, the micro SD cards are actually like way faster than you think. So this continuous jump is not too bad. It hits like two things at once. Relay gained a level. What's up, Adrian? Alright. She has Cure. Osmos, which is good. Alright, have a good day, Squirrel. Squirrel! Squirrel! Throws this down here. And get some treasure here. Can't wait till Sam Hyde's video game comes out after 10 years. Patton said lots of base things. Maybe that's why he didn't make it. World War II, U.S. Army shouldn't have stopped marching through Europe until they reached Moscow. I mean, he was correct. He was 100% completely correct. The Soviets were at least as bad as the Nazis, and in my opinion, much worse. Just in terms of like how much destruction they wrought upon their own people. Yeah, shouldn't have stopped. Should have immediately attacked Russia while they were weak and destroyed the Communist Party forever, and it would have saved a lot of suffering. Of course, at that point, most of the suffering had already happened, but people needed to be punished for it. It could have alleviated at least, 50 more years of economic suffering there. Wart Puck. If you get a full set of Imp armor plus spear, an Imp character can be really strong. Huh. I didn't know that. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. That Genji armor. Magical brush. Is this? That's what we want. Called him Uncle Joe. Because it suited us. We'll use a tent. I need to make sure I have more tents on hand. Yeah, the U.S. regime at the time was pro-communist. That's true. Hero ring, another hero ring. Oh, baby. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. Tax star. Alright, where do I go from here? Oh wait, there's a door here. That makes sense. Alright, we got another hero ring, so that's good. You could wear the hero ring, I guess. Why don't I give you the Genji glove? There we go. Oh wait, no, I was doing the shield, that's right. We can give Cornpo the... Give him the Genji glove. You know, I bet he'll hit hard. I'll try it out. Alright. Yeah. Relic. So Genji glove will do. Oh, we can do the hyper wrist. Let's do that. And we'll equip the Cursed Shield. And we have Cornpo. Gauntlet. Instead of Gauntlet, why don't you use like the Genji glove is pretty much universally better than the Gauntlet, I think. So there we go. Earlier, I made the mistake of looking for how much it costs to hire an editor for a novel as other costs. I'm gonna bang my head against the wall. Yeah, I mean, people charge a lot of money for that, so this is something you really have to consider: is how much are you gonna pay? You know, what's your budget? Oh, they're little bouncy chests. Wait, can I do it this way? No. I'll let you only like go one way here. Okay. Ah, look. Now that moved closer. Thunder Shield. That sounds good. There we go. Da, 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 da. Do Amazon proof copies of hardcovers cost more than softcover proof copies? Yes, they do, because they're hardcovers. They basically just charge you the cost minus the royalties. Personally, I don't buy the proof copies. I know what I'm doing, and I buy the real thing, because it says, like, I don't have one to show you, but they put like, it used to just look like this. Now they started putting like a stripe across it, so you can't sell it. But I like to be able to show it. This is what it looks like without like a big, you know, across it. I already know what it's going to look like because I'm really familiar with their system. So I just don't even bother with proof copies anymore, because I just do the books right the first time around. But if you've never put out either one of these, if you've never put out like a hardback or like a softback Amazon KDP book, it's a good idea to have a proof copy, because then you know, what did I screw up on when formatting? You're always going to make some mistake, right? There's always going to be like some little mistake that you don't even think about, that doesn't show up till you have it in your hands. You're like, oh, that's why it's this way, you know? So yeah, it's a good idea to have a proof copy once you're in on it. But it really sucks they put a big stripe across like the middle of the book now, so you can't like sell it or give it. You can still give it to someone. It's like, but it'll just say proof copy on it, and it'll look ugly. All right, where are we? All right, here we go. There's a guy here. Shrouded in odd clothing. Is this a man, a woman, or should we ask? Go! What's his name gonna be? Ba-doom, ba-da-doom. Alright, what's his name gonna be? Lame-o! Alright. Awesome-o! Lame-o. I am Lame-o, master of the simulacrum. My miming skills will astonish you. Oh yes, I have been idle for too long. If I deem you worthy, I mime your actions in battle. But first you must tell me what you're doing here. What an unusual tale! But I sense that you're trying to help make things right again. This should be fun. When do we leave? Alright, let's see if I have... do I have like a teleport? I have teleport. Warp. There we go. I just don't remember if he's good or not. I think he might be good. Let me see where we're going next. I think it's over here. It's on this island? We've been to this island yet? Down here? Doma Castle. I like this music. I really should try out Go-Go or Lame-o. go in the castle. Either. Can I rest here? An elixir. Sweet. You can mime the wrong actions if you're not careful with orders. Need a rest? Yes. Oh, you know, we have to have, what's his name in the party for this to work? We got to have Cyan. Cayenne. What did I call him in this one? RPG for SNES recommendations. Okay, so we're playing one. So this is a good one. I like Chrono Trigger a lot. Those two are big ones that people know about. Now, I'm going to recommend one that maybe haven't played if you're in the US or Europe, which is the original Star Ocean. You have to get a fan translation of it. The dog is barking. If you get a fan translation of it, it's out there. You find it on various sites. It's basically a ROM hack of it. It's a gorgeous game, great RPG. So Star Ocean. Another one is called Arcana. Now, Arcana is a really interesting RPG for the SNES. It's a dungeon crawler, so you're going through three-dimensionally like dungeons, like those 80s dungeon crawlers, which is really cool. And then you have a four person party that the combat is a lot like a JRPG. So it's kind of a mix between those two. I haven't played it since I was a kid, but it's one of these ones that almost no one's played, but it's really pretty good. The only thing I'd say about it that's bad is that there are times, if you don't know how to play the game, there are times where you can end up in a situation where you can't like escape from a dungeon and you can't go forward because of, you know, you just don't have enough health or enough like consumables or something, and you can't like leave and get more. So that's a thing. So we got to put, oh, we called him Hagar. Okay, put him in there. Let's get Chad, of course, and Sigma, of course, and then we need a healer. We need someone who can heal. Let's do Juno. She's like super powerful. All right, this is like my power party, I think, for this one. Yeah, so I really like Arcana. It's a good one. I had a lot of fun playing it. I've beaten it twice, I think. I haven't played it in a long time, but it's good. It's a good game, and it's one of those ones that's a little bit more obscure. A lot of people haven't played it. It's a little bit more on the difficult side, I think. I've beaten it though, so it can't be that hard if I beat it as like a young person. I think I don't know how old I was. The funny thing is, I bought it used at a Blockbuster Video when they were getting rid of all their SNES games. And so I was able to really get it at a really cheap price. Which I thought was just great. Let's see here. I'll do the force shield. That looks pretty good. Why is that not equipped? Look at that. That's really good. Do that for now. And then we will relic. Put on the ribbon. And we can put on the... What else is he good? Do Gale hairpin. All right. let's do... I'm trying to remember what I usually do with him. I think I do Hero Ring. And something else. Let's put sprint shoes on someone here. You can do Genji Glove. And... oh, I remember what I do with, I usually put, instead of sprint shoes, we do the one that is, the counterattack. Where is it? Not True Night, Wall Ring, Amulet. No. There we go. Black belt. And then we can just do the sprint shoes here. Alright. Yeah, so I bought a bunch of games at Blockbuster. I can't find my copy of Arcana though. I don't know if it got mixed up or somewhere. I can't find it. I was looking. I'm missing like a bunch of my SNES games. I don't know where they are. They've gotten mixed up in the wrong box, or they're at my brother-in-law's house or something. So that's unfortunate, but it's a great game, and it's definitely worth playing. I'm trying to think of some others that I think are fun. Most of them people are going to have played. You know, Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy VI. They're going to play the Final Fantasy games. Tactics Ogre, so that's another one. You may have to get a ROM for that or buy like the PSP version or something somewhere. But Tactics Ogre is a really good game. It's basically like Final Fantasy Tactics. So if you're liking triangle strategy, you're going to like Tactics Ogre. It's really good. So I do recommend Tactics Ogre as well. X Potion. Your mom sold your SNES at a garage sale? Oh, my mom gave my Super Scope to a thrift store. True story. And I came and I was like, "Where's my Super Scope?" And she's like, "Oh, I gave that toy gun away." I was like, "What?" Dad bought this for me, and it's just like I went to the thrift store and I'm like, my mom came and donated this thing, and she's like, "We're not supposed to give things back, you know. We just give you things." I'm like, "This is really important to me, you know. This was something that like my dead dad gave to me, and I really would love it back." And they gave it back to me, and you know, I boxed it up recently for the move. But yeah, so I managed to get it back. That was really, really, really upsetting to me. I was probably more upset with my mom doing that than anything else. Is like giving my, you know, giving away, not just giving away my stuff. Like, and the thing is that I was like living with her at the time because I was, that's a whole nother story. This was like right after my dad died. You know, so anyway, like, so it wasn't like I wasn't there to say no. It was just like, she just decided to give away a bunch of my stuff one day. You know, I had brought that with me from, like, you know, apartment to apartment. We played Super Scope on our CRTs. It's like, oh my gosh, those things are hard to find. Secret of Mana. Oh, there's Lagoon. Lagoon is an interesting AR action RPG. It's not the best, but I really liked playing it. So I have fond memories of Lagoon. I don't know if it's Bahamut Lagoon, but I think it's just called Lagoon. Earthbound. Yeah, Earthbound. These are all standard ones, right? I think Earthbound you can play on, like, the Switch online service now. Alright, I think we get, like, attacked by demons here. Whoa. I'm Curly. I'm Larry. I'm Mo. And this is the Three Stooges. We're the Three Dream Stooges. This man's soul is ours. This man's soul is ours. This man's soul is ours. Today we dine well. Today we dine well. Today we dine well. Yeah. Star Ocean you have to get like a ROM hack of because it never came out in the US. But yeah, I do recommend Star Ocean. It's a really good one. It's beautiful. Beautiful aesthetic. Absolutely beautiful aesthetic. I thought you could. Yep, no. Slap. Barbie and Critic. Dreaming of a critic, huh? Oh, Imp unimps me. That's interesting. Roulette. Super Mario RPG, yeah. I forgot about that one. That cart was so expensive back in the day. It was like such an expensive cartridge. Tales of Fantasia. Now, I think I played that one. I think I didn't play it on the SNES, though. I thought maybe I played it on a different platform. I gotta go up these stairs here. I see. Because I can't jump across things. Okay. Interesting. I like the backgrounds. They look so cool. Shining in the Darkness is like Arcana, 16-bit 3D dungeon crawler. There we go. Back off. I'm not going to mess with you unless my brothers are here. See ya. Oh, you know, I forgot to put some, what you call it, espers on this guy. That's fine. Chase Ragnarok. Okay. You mentioned I should ask myself what my budget is for my novels. Let's say there's less than money in my bank account that it costs to hire an editor. Okay. So you don't have to hire an editor. You do not have to hire an editor to publish. You can learn to edit a couple of other ways. So, you know, let's do auto crossbow. So yeah, you have to learn to edit your own work, and that will save you a lot of money, right? As if you don't have to hire an editor. But the thing is, the things that an actual editor are going to show to you are not going to be apparent unless you have some experience writing and editing. So you're just not going to be a quality editor at first. So it's a good idea to like just put out a lot of stuff. You can put it out online in some way. However you can get people to give it feedback, then you have to kind of interpret that feedback in a way that is going to result in you improving it. Like if somebody says, I stopped reading at a certain point, then you know what to change. It's like you know that you're writing something boring, and so you can change that. It's kind of hard. Like, it's hard to do it if you don't have a lot of experience. The main thing is you got to just keep doing it. You gotta keep doing it for a while. Are you going to do some kind of review of the new Lord of the Rings show? I basically don't want to, because I don't want to give attention to them. But it's kind of a damned situation where Allosaurus, where basically I know all of the internet complainers are going to do videos about it and make a bunch of money doing it. And since I refuse, I won't make the money doing it, and I won't promote my books. So it's like, well, if I do this, I can actually sell my books and like promote the right culture, but I'll be giving attention to people who hate me. And it's, unfortunately, I think it's one of those things where like, it's like unilateral disarmament. It's like, the world would be better if no one had guns. So I'm going to put my gun away. Yeah, there's a problem with that, is that, like all the people, like all the internet personalities are not going to stop talking about it just because it's bad to talk about it. Let's actually... Oh, it killed him. Love token. Protect me. Condemned. Oh. Alright, that's it. Annihilated. Alright, we'll have to load the save point. That's pretty brutal, like with only 2 people in the party that you can get kind of chained like that. That's fine. Ah, dang it! Like, I wish this emulator had, like, a functional fast forward for times like this, because it's just annoying to have to sit through all this. Well, that person killed herself. Yeah, I'm gonna die and have to reload again. Go through the game over screen again. Might put on something that like makes us immune to whatever's going on there. Protects against imp mute. Berserk model. I guess we'll put on the white cape for now, because like being able to get that first hit off and just kill that first guy's like pretty big. Like to have that not work is pretty big. Oh, thank you for the $5, David James. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd like to ignore it. I want to ignore it. But, there's a lot of money. You leave a lot of money on the table. I mean, it's kind of like, what's his name? Who am I thinking of? Prophet from the Bible. Not a prophet, but like a soothsayer from the Bible. It's like, I want to take the money, and I know other people are just going to take the money, and it won't even matter all that much what I'm doing, Like, me abstaining doesn't have an effect. Me not abstaining could have an effect. But I do appreciate the super chat. Yeah, me abstaining won't have an effect. Me not abstaining could have an effect. So, like, it's really tempting. It's really tempting because... Why? Because I could make money and I could promote actually my crap. And I know how this thing works at this point. And we all know it's going to be bad. Nobody who's seen the show thinks it's going to be good unless they have not been paying attention or are brain damaged. You know it's going to be bad. Everyone knows it's going to be bad. The expectation should be it's going to be bad because you know it's going to be bad. They've signaled a million times that it's going to be bad. Can I go that way? Does that hurt me? It might. I have to go forward a different way. Countryside living. I found my first baby black snake on my door threshold. I hear they're copperheads, so I don't really want to kill it as long as it stays outside. I've killed quite a few. Not quite a few. I've killed some rattlesnakes in my days, including some baby rattlesnakes. In regards to what you said about developing editing skills, I suppose I have no choice but to just do that. I mean, you can put it out now. Like, you can put it out now. You can always do it like as a pen name or something, and then learn from whatever feedback you get. And wait, I went this way, and just do it that way. There we go. Save it here. Alright, now we're going to go in the left door, I think. Chainsaw. There we go. Let's try the left door now. There it is. Back off, I'm not gonna mess with you unless my brothers are here. See ya. Alright. Come on, Sigma. Let's go. So, like, let's look at it. Yeah, okay, so Mutant Banhammer. Let's look at it this way. Let's say I abstain from reviewing Lord of the Rings. Will that reduce its spread of the show. I think it will. Let's say it reduces the spread of the show by 0.01%. So it's going to be negligible. Whereas I'm giving up all the potential growth of my own brand to not talk about it. And the thing is that I think the same number of people who aren't my fans yet, are going to come onto YouTube looking for someone to tell them why the show sucks. And as part of that process, like, they're going to watch other people bitch about it, you know, a Critical Drinker or someone like that, that doesn't have anything else to offer. Man, 8,000. You know, so that's what it is. Like, the same people are going to watch it, are going to watch, you know, bitching fests regardless. So, where am I? Bum rush. Alright, now I think we can go through the center door. Maybe not. Allosaurus and a parasite. Oops. Oh, I messed up the blitz input. There we go, Airblade. Man, this character's so good. Who ate a sheet of acid? Who did eat a sheet? Oh yeah, here we go. I loved these kind of effects on the SNES. I thought they were great. You know, I may also just not talk about the show because I don't want to watch it. Like, I don't want to subject myself to that. I only have so many hours in the day, and I'd rather spend them doing fun things rather than watching another, like, Skin Suit reboot. And I have a feeling like Lord of the Rings fans, quote unquote, are going to watch it kind of regardless. Uh-oh. We're the Three Dream Stooges. Good, everyone's here. Let's rumble. I'm missing one of my guys. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't get him in it. That's correct. I don't get, what's his face? Cayenne. Okay, we got a guy who's like... Alright, let's try Bio. Let's see what that does. Alright, Bio damages them all. We can try Fire. Oh, that's an incorrect. Incorrect! Let's see here. No, we don't need everyone. Just on him. Alright. Let's just try some single target damage. A triangle! It's a red triangle! We got photorealism, but we lost the entire medium. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we lost the aesthetic sense. Like the sense of artistry. Fire 2. That's gonna be the fire guy. Bum rush. And it hits guys in the sky. Good. It hits hard. I just think Lord of the Rings is going to attract a lot of normie eyes who won't be impressed with it like they were with Game of Thrones. That's probably right, because it won't be good. But I think the fans will watch it too, because they watch everything. You know, they watch anything that's Tolkien to like evaluate it. And then they'll hate it, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right. A lot of normies are just going to watch it and be like, well, this is kind of dumb or boring, and they just forget about it. Let's see. Try bio. Let's keep hitting them. What do you think about Mando Season 2? I haven't watched a single episode of it, so I have no opinion. We'll res him real quick. Let's do, I think I have it here. Where is it? Life 2. Bum Rush! What do you think about Mando Season 2? Yeah, I haven't watched a single episode of it. No, I don't have a beta. I got a Sigma. Chad and Sigma are brothers. There he goes. We win! Mando Season 1 was the only good season of Mando. I guess maybe they have 3 seasons now? And even then, only good in 2, maybe 3 episodes. That show sucks. I was really rooting for it when it was released. I think the last couple episodes are okay. And I like some of the middle episodes because they're episodic, but it just kind of plays like kind of cheap TV from the 90s. So it's not that bad. I saw the thing with like the Boba Fett thing was clearly just a bunch of bad fan service. I thought it was like a joke. I thought some of the screenshots, I'm like, oh, this is like something somebody made up as a joke, like where they're all running around on colored scooters. I hadn't had any plans on it. I really don't like talking about Star Wars these days. I really don't. It's really not enjoyable to me. I'm not crazy about the fans. The fans are very, I don't like it that much these days. And plus I have to watch an entire TV series. That is such a waste of my time. I've talked about why I really hate TV series. Is that they're just too long. They take too much screen time to not do enough. I don't have that much time in my life that I can give up time spent doing fun things or fulfilling my mission in order to watch Mandalorian, a show that I probably will not even enjoy. Oh, there he is. We're living in a timeline. There's a Kenobi show and I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about an Obi-Wan Kenobi show at all. Would you like it more if TV series had shorter seasons? I'd like it if they cut out the bullshit and made a movie instead. Is what I would like. You know. The thing is, they make it, when they make it shorter, they don't really make it shorter. They make it less story. I mean, that's interesting. Let's try that again. You know, if they made the series more like Deep Space Nine or something, I'd probably watch it. Oh, we got another Genji glove. Yet another. 3 Genji gloves. Wow. I didn't realize I could get that many in this game. Basically, don't consume any Western shows anymore. That's how I kind of am. I watch occasionally an anime or something. You're not the only one. I've written off Star Wars totally. Everything post-Lucas is just disregarded. Yeah, I can't get excited like about any of that. And it barely holds my interest. That sort of stuff barely holds my interest. Like, I get bored because it's so slow with the story that I just, like, want to check my phone or, like, walk away and do something else. Maybe I'm overstimulated by games, but I spend a bunch of time reading books. It's like books are completely, they're not passive, right? Like you actively read a book. So you can speed up and slow down your reading speed depending on what you want. You can't really do that with a movie, or especially with a TV show. So when TV shows just go really slow, they just are boring. And I find soap opera storytelling to be boring. I just am not interested in it. Oh, I wonder how we get past this part. Is this just there to tempt us? I don't know. Did you ever review Rogue One? Yeah, I think it's the worst Star Wars movie ever made. People love it because it's just a bunch of, like, bad fan service, but, man, it's just, like, so badly made. I remember hating the movie at release, but everyone I dissed Disney Star Wars in front of fanboys, they gush about the film. Yeah, that's it. Or the rest of the shock. It's the worst of the bunch. It's technically terrible. The story's done horribly. The characters are boring. It's just not good. But yeah, people eat their freaking cereal over this crap. I wonder how we get this little... Oh my god, Vader killed lots of people. I love lightsabers now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Rogue One was an attempt to explain a plot hole that didn't exist. I think I have to figure out the combo here. Samurai! There was absolutely no need to tell the story of the suicide mission with the Death Star plans. No need. Yeah, Kyle Katarn already got them. We actually had already filled that in. Like, where did the plans come from? A spy named Kyle Katarn got them in the first Dark Forces game. Alright. So clearly, I'm going to This is not the way you do it. Directors of the original version of Rogue One sounded great. Yeah, they took the... that's true. Like, what you saw on screen was they took the movie away from the guy who made it and then reshot half the movie because... I don't know why. They felt like they needed to. So I would love to see an original cut of Rogue One. A lot of the stuff they used in the previews wasn't even in the movies. You know? It wasn't in the movies at all. Like, I think the previews made it look cooler than like what you actually got. I spent a bunch of time figuring out this puzzle. I will make it canon. There we go. Four Disney execs got arrested for human trafficking right after the CEO came out in favor of state-sanctioned child abuse. When did this happen? I haven't been on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter at all. It's actually been pretty good for me, but... yeah, I haven't been on Twitter. I gotta check this out, though. Sounds interesting. Wait, what am I doing here? Let's use the magic. I think there's a lump of metal you can get to put in these chests. 2 days ago. Wow. I will definitely check that out now. We're not going to Disneyland next week, by the way. That's out of the cards. Still going to Southern California for a conference that my wife's got to go to. But I may not be able to do anything with the kids, like besides hang out at the beach, because they may have to like have a quadruple vaccine to go see dinosaur bones at the museum. You know, which I'd really like to... oh yeah, here we go. There's a lump of metal in this chest. There we go. Flame shield. Memorize the positions. This knowledge might save you. Alright, I'm remembering those positions. Okay. I mean, this is why I have to leave the state. Is like I can't You know, at a certain point, you can't. You're basically not permitted to, like, in any way interact with society because you didn't buy, you know, quadruple vaccines. What am I doing? Fight. All right. Yeah, you gotta have monthly vaccines if you want to, you know, do anything in society. If you want to enjoy the state-sponsored museums that you paid for, you have to get 17 different vaccinations from 17 different mega corporations. So the next potion. Alright, how do I get past this point? Can I walk past here? That's weird. There we go. I think movie trailers faking audiences, especially in franchise movies, is par for the course these days. See Infinity War and the average running through a Wakanda film, shot in trailer, not in movie. Interesting. The Avengers running through a Wakanda film. There we go. Airblade. Hope you get to suplex this train again. I heard they assured you in the Pixel Remaster that you get to suplex the train. Just like in the old days. Alright, hit the switch. Alright, did that do it? Pincher attack. Places that just dropped Corona Chain restrictions are now bringing them back. You were right. Yeah, I guess it was just a temporary reprieve after all. Let's try this switch again. Yeah, I had a feeling like that's what would happen. Is like once people got like acclimated to like a war, then we're just gonna keep going. It's a religion for people now. Because it's a religion, you can't. How am I getting out of it? How am I getting past here? Okay, can I get out this way? Oh, there we go, there we go. Yeah, that's how we get out. Okay. Man, I gotta check out this Disney stuff. I've heard, like, I mean, you hear, like, rumorous stories about the Disney TV stuff, like massive abuse that happened of children in these shows they made for the Disney Channel, you know, 10, 15 years ago, starring these kids. But, like, the stars don't talk about it that much, and when they do, it's kind of, like, in a roundabout way, and you're not really sure. My company has dropped the "you must WFH" requirement and demanded we go back to the office, but we have to get vax info to them or test it every day. I'm considering quitting over this. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Yawn. Imp. Doesn't do nothing. There we go. Oh, thank you for the $2 sign engraver. Praying for your move. Always great content. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I was trying to provide a little infotainment. All right, there we go. I think we're almost at the end of the train, and we're at the end of the stream. So I think once we get through this, that'll be it. Oh, let's save. Let's do what the game asks us to do and save. And then we can use a tent. They released the Pfizer documents about a week ago as well. Interesting read there. I haven't been able to pay attention to it. Nickelodeon shows also had that dark cloud over them. 4chan had memes about the most prolific producer there being a friend of a child abuser. What am I doing here? I can go up. I go for. Okay, there we go. All right. Go to the front of the train. Is there anything to find up here? Maybe we go in and we fight the train again. Oh, what these do. Oh, okay, it takes us off the train. Now we're in the mines. It's a Magitech armor. Well, that's cool. Where you going, brother? The guys they arrested aren't Disney executives. They're mostly IT guys. Okay. Ice beam. Bolt beam. Ouch. Well. Don't have any magic. I'm gonna go bolt 2. Bolt 2. Ice 3. Have you ever heard of using VR for productivity? I have not. I've seen people use it to write manuscripts with an app called Desktop VR. That's weird. Like, why would you do that when you can just sit at your computer, like your real computer, and do that? Like, I guess it blocks off distractions. Like, sometimes you want distractions, though. There's this idea that you don't want to ever be distracted when you're writing, and I don't think that that's the case. You know, I have like a window I can look out at the trees at. It's very distraction free in here, but I have to get up and like do other things a lot of times. It's a little bit bizarre. Like, I could see doing it in a plane, though. Okay, so here's how I could see doing it. And then I'm going to take a look at it because Alexandra, you mentioned it, and now I'm kind of intrigued. I'll be honest. I'm intrigued. Like, if I could get on a plane with, like, you know, I have like this little, you know, this little keyboard here. I'm gonna do a review of it. Like this little keyboard. It's a Bluetooth keyboard. I have one that's like even smaller. If I could get on a plane with that and just put on a VR headset and like block out the annoyance of the plane and just work that way with like a keyboard and not have to have a laptop and stuff, that would actually be pretty cool. Heading to dinner. Thanks for stopping by, Brian. I appreciate it. Let me link. I already linked it, I think. Gen Y with me and JD Cowan and Brian, but I'll link it again. And I'll link you Brian's blog because there's going to be something you want to read from Brian. I think I went the wrong way. I think we're going in circles. Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh no! Please, save my husband. Save Hagar. Where are we? We're inside Hagar's soul. My husband, Hagar, continues to torture himself. He failed to defend Doma. The world's slowly dying. And then there's his family. A beast known as Rexsoul is taking advantage of him. Rexsoul is a composite monster made up of wretched spirits who were dispatched in meaningless wars. They're wreaking havoc on Papa. Please help him. Please help Hagar. Papa doesn't deserve this. Let's take there. We will save. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and save the state. Let's see here. You know, the only person... let's do a sleeping bag. Those are cheap. There we go. It can be useful for exactly that reason. Some people have used it as a virtual office space that they can collaborate with others on projects, and you can have multiple VR monitors. See, now I like this idea. Now you're selling me on it. You know, I wasn't prepared to be sold on, like, VR headset for productivity. What do you mean? Like, just turn on your computer. You know, it seems like but you know, if I'm on a plane or, like, in a cafe or just somewhere weird, then, yeah, I could totally see it being useful. But what kind of VR headset do you need to use it? Like, could I use my phone? Or do I need... like, could I use my phone, or do I have to get, like, an Oculus? Probably have to get, like, an Oculus. Oculus is still the cheapest, but, like, you have to have a Facebook account to use it. I don't use Facebook, so I'm probably pretty safe to not be banned from Facebook because I don't ever use it. So, man, I could see getting one. I just spent a bunch of money on the Steam Deck, though. He must be Rexo. We want Hagar back. You're too late. His pain has reached critical mass. Nothing can stop his feelings of rage and despair. I grow stronger now with his anger, hatred, and guilt, and I hunger for you. I'm gonna possess your body. I'll only appear in this form again when you're about to expire. Okay, interesting. Bolt 3. Okay. Let's see here. Magic. It's not doing anything to us. We'll just do Cure 2 on everyone. Why not? Alright. Let's... Tools. Oh, crossbow. Oh yeah, we gotta let him, like, deal damage to us, I think. Is that it? We let him, like, get us almost dead. I don't remember what we do here. Oculus is the cheapest, sure, but you need a Facebook account. That costs too much for my taste. What's the next best option? HTC Vive? Probably. There's probably some others I don't know about. I've played with the Oculus Rift because my father-in-law has one. And they're honestly, like, pretty cool. There he is. Let's do Life 2. Let's do it. Like, if I could just put my phone into, like, a thing and do it that way, that would be pretty cool. But I think they've kind of stopped supporting, like, a lot of the phone VR kind of stuff, you know? Let's just attack him directly. Chainsaw. We don't need to worry about these Soul Saver guys. Oh, that heals him. Okay, we won't do that again. I kind of thought that VR use for CQC training is a good idea because you don't have to spend money on ammo, but then you have this simunitions and airsoft crowd that thinks it's cringe. Why would... I mean, airsoft is pretty cringe. Right? Isn't it? Airsoft's always seemed a little cringe to me. Sorry, guys, if you like airsoft. Alright, yeah. Problem with Bum Rush is I don't think I can determine who it hits, but it's hitting him, so I guess that's good. There we go, we beat him. I don't think phone VR is supported, but I have no clue about VR stuff in general. Like, you know, they got away from phone VR. Like, I have like a phone VR headset I got for, like, really cheap. Like, they should really have more of it. Like, if I could just be on an airplane and just pop my phone in. Now, they have things that... They have augmented reality stuff. I was just watching a video on it that interfaces with your phone and like bring up your phone on it, and then you can like look at your phone. But it'd be really good. I could just pop that in, and then I could do something somewhere. Not have to look at anyone in the cafe or wherever I choose to work. Some police and military are starting to go airsoft because it's cheaper than simunitions. Thanks be to you. I heard my wife and children calling out to me. Their voices finally gave me the strength and courage to come to grips with my own suffering. Thank you, my love. No, I didn't do anything then, and I can't help it now, and I can't now. I'm a man with no honor. No, you have entirely too much. My beloved will always be together. Papa, we love you. We'll always be by your side. Elaine and Owain live on in my heart. I must leave the past behind. I have too much to live for. Hagar's soul cleared itself of all doubt and confusion. Hagar's swordsmanship attained its peak level of skill. I think he learns like all the other techniques that are left. I think... Receive the Magicite Alexander. I didn't have one equipped. Mystic Purity attack, huh? Ooh. Pearl. Oh, he didn't have an Esper either. What a waste of everything. Alright, doesn't matter. He didn't have an... I didn't... No one had Espers. Oh, silly. Silly of me. Learn that to get Cure 3 going. Alright, I think that's going to be about it for today. Head out of Doma Castle. Nothing left to do here. Move on. Alright. Save the game. And save the state. And I think that's it, guys. So I'm a little bit over time here, but thanks for hanging out with me for like 2.5 hours. Making fun. Now I gotta go check out this VR desktop thing. It's a Microsoft service. What does it work with? wired, wireless version. Oculus Quest. You can get it on Steam. Yeah, I don't think I can just do it on my phone, but you can get it on the Oculus Quest, so that might be like cool to use. Or a Gear VR store. I think that's the is that the HTC? Or is Gear VR? What is Gear VR? Someone's gonna tell me what Gear VR is. Is that the Samsung thing? I think I have it. It's Gear VR. Oh, it's a Samsung thing. I have a Samsung phone. I thought it was discontinued. So it's going to be discontinued. But apparently I can maybe work it with my phone. I'll check it out though. I'll see if I can get it working with my phone. And if it does... oh, there's a gun show going on nearby, and I was thinking of getting a rifle. Any advice, since I recall you said you had quite the arsenal? No, I don't. I don't have any guns if any FBI or anyone else is watching. Or anyone on YouTube. I have no knowledge of guns. Anyway. If you don't own any guns, the question is what gun should you get first? I'm a fan of just getting a 12-gauge shotgun because you can do a lot with it. It's excellent for defense, which is what most people want it for. But you can also go fowling. You can shoot birds. You can shoot trap. You can even hunt deer with it in a pinch. So it's the most versatile weapon that you could get is a 12-gauge shotgun. I'd also maybe recommend, if you're looking at a rifle, it depends what you want a rifle to do. If you're wanting a bolt-action hunting rifle, generally, like the industry standard is going to be a Remington 700 or a Model 7 or a Winchester Model 70. So the number 7 is important. It's a Model 7 by Remington 700, which is pretty standard, and then Winchester Model 70. I have all of those. I mean, I don't, but I know of them, right? Okay. So then you have to think about what caliber you want to buy. Generally, I would say bigger's better, and it always has been when it comes to high-powered rifles. So the best calibers you could pick as far as ammo compatibility, that is ease of getting ammunition and loading it, it's going to be 308 or 30-06. Probably followed by Winchester, 300 Winchester mag if you want to go as like really hot. But you could load a 30-06 in a Remington 700 just as hot as you want to load it. It'll fire just as much as a 300 Win mag. If you know how to load it right. So any of those, right? 308 is really common. 30-06 really common. So that's probably the calibers that I would look for. You could also buy something like a 280. I have some 280s. But it depends what you want to do with it, right? 280 is plenty for hunting pretty much any game. Maybe it might be anemic for like a moose, maybe. But if you're hunting moose, then you should be thinking of going up to something like a 45-70. Which is going to be like a Marlin or Winchester lever action rifle. So bolt action rifles, Remington 700, Winchester Model 70, or Remington Model 7. Those are the three that you want to look at. As far as glass, I mean, there's so many different kinds of glass. Leupold makes affordable glass. Burris, you want probably a 6-power scope. And you want to get rings and a mount for it. And all that will screw right into a Remington 700. You don't have to do crap. You just have to figure out how to sight it. You can get like a pretty cheap bore sighter to do that if you need to. That's just going to be the most versatile thing you can buy as far as a high-powered rifle. If you want to get something cheap, though, now they can be pricey because they're really good. Like, you're going to pay for it. I would say avoid, by the way, the Remington 770. It's got like a stamped metal receiver. It's just not very good. You want the 700, not a 770. Other things, there's like Ruger Mark II. I think there's a Ruger Mark II. Ruger Model 77. Is that it? I have one. I have one in 44 mag. I mean, I don't, but... Yeah, so remember the number 7. So Ruger Model 77. Those are also good. I have them. They're fine. So yeah, Ruger Model 77. You can get a Winchester Model 70, Remington Model 700, or Remington Model 7. All of those are going to be really good rifles. 30-06 or 308 are probably your best choices as far as buying lots of ammo. If you're wanting to just shoot critters, 223 is fine, but you're not going to be hunting any deer with that, or I wouldn't recommend it unless you want to severely torture and wound a deer without killing it. You want something that's got a lot of power to kill a deer, right? Hunting Florida boar. Yeah, I would go 30-06 or 308. Plenty of power. I hunt boar with 44 mag. I have a 6.8 SPC rifle that is set up specifically for boar, semi-automatic rifle. But I really like my 44 mag. I can load it hot, and then I can shoot the same ammunition from my pistol, which I don't have, right? I don't have any of this stuff. So that's kind of like my recommendation, right? As far as rifles go, you can find lots of good stuff though. There's like lever action Marlins that are really good, and they come in a variety of calibers and different loads depending on what you want. There's tons of stuff there, but the standard is going to be those bolt action rifles that I mentioned. If you're looking for an AR, pretty much any AR platforms are going to be compatible and interchangeable these days. If you're buying an entire gun, the old Colts are the best, but they're pretty hard to find these days. So yeah, if you're gonna do an AR, you can probably just build one for pretty cheap, and you can look up online how to do it. You can buy a parts kit, buy a receiver, buy a parts kit, buy an upper, and then you can buy a complete upper, or you can assemble an upper. They literally screw together. It's not hard to build them, but I'm sure you can look up some videos on how to assemble them and build a really cool rifle if you want. But yeah, if you're looking for a bolt action rifle, I'd check out those recommendations. And that's probably, you can just use the force like a normal person. Just force blast the deer into pieces, and you can force lightning it and cook it so that it's already cooked and ready to eat. So anyway, that's that. And anyway, thanks so much for the super chat, guys. I will see you guys next time. Have a great one. Newest book is called Shadows and Smoke. It is where the heck are my links here? Thank you for recommending me the VR desktop. I'm gonna check it out, and I'm gonna see if I can get it to work. I don't really have money to buy like an actual VR headset. I've kind of put it off because I think they're cool, but I don't know. I was waiting for the technology to like actually get good. Because you don't want to buy, like, if you're an early adopter, and I say that like I'm early adopting the Steam Deck thing because I'm just really interested in it. But if you're an early adopter of something, can kind of suck, The first Oculus Rift, it's still probably a good VR headset, but it takes a lot to make it work, Looks like they have a wired version and a wireless version. Anyway, so there's that. That is the newest book, Shadows and Smoke. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Pulp Rock. You can grab Pulp Rock. I'm in this one. It's edited by Alexander Helene. I'll link that one. I wish more people would check it out. There's some cool stories in here. I haven't finished reading it because I've been so busy that I haven't. I've been reading stuff on my phone instead, which is not ideal. But anyway, omnidirectional treadmill for VR headsets. I have seen that. I've seen someone playing, I think, Skyrim VR with that, like with their feet like sliding all around this thing. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. We're almost at like virtuosity level there. So anyway, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you all next time. Oh yeah, I will have more books coming out. I just finished doing cover design and editing for another book. But I'm going to wait to put it out so that I have more time to like promote it after get this move stuff settled, and then I'm going to line it up with Eternal Dream 3. So that's kind of what's on the docket creatively for the rest of the year. And I will try to do visual novels when I have time, but like because my time is really short, I got to focus really hard on what's my mission. My mission is to write stories, and so I really need to put out these books that I've been holding out on. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.